Hello everyone, this is Geoffrey Henderson. Thank you so much for coming to our YouTube channel, Innocent Love. Really appreciate you guys being here today. So today's topic that I want to be talking about is called why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with, or rather yet 5 reasons why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with. Okay, that's what I want to talk about today. Okay, so anyway, with that said, reason number 1 why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with is because if it is too early. Okay, so what I mean by that is basically, let's say for example you had a problem, you talked about something you totally disagree, maybe you got into an argument or something like that, and you're really emotional about that. Then let's say for example 2 or 3 weeks pass by and you rip a joke about that. Okay, the other person is probably gonna think that you're being sarcastic, that you are making fun of that person, and the wounds have not really completely healed yet. Maybe there's a lot of emotion going on, stuff like that, and you should never really talk too early about that particular thing, especially if you haven't really talked out the issue yet. Okay, because the other person may still get very offended over that because it was such a serious topic and now you're making jokes about that. This is personally, for me, I would think that this will come across really weird, you know? I think it's really important that you talk these things out before you even start thinking about ripping jokes about that. You know, some people may think, oh, we're trying to kind of ease the problem, we're trying to wash it away with some jokes. But honestly, if this is a very serious topic, and this could be anything, it could be a personal problem that the other person had, it could be an addiction, it could be a money problem, anything like that, and it was something that you just had a big conflict with, don't joke about that. Take your time, talk things out before you even start ripping jokes about it. I think it's just too early. That's the first reason, if it's too early, you know. Anyway, reason number 2 why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with is that you have not really talked out the issue yet. Meaning that, you know, you had a serious problem, a serious argument, and you never really sat down and you talked about it in a deep, meaningful way. Okay, this is also so important why you should not talk about that, you know, because you have these serious issues with that. Okay, it is very important, guys, that when you have this type of issue, whatever it is, that before you start making jokes about them, that you really sit down and you talk about it. Okay, you really talk about it and you talk things out. Okay, this is the second reason why you should not joke about these things if you have serious issues with that. Okay, reason number 3 why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with is because you are still too emotional about it. Okay, it is just something that just still stirs up your heart inside. Okay, and because it is something that's not completely healed yet in your heart, you should not really joke about these things. Okay, even though we are, you know, but we're really trying to say, hey, we just want to make some fun, we just want to take it easy and kind of you know, take the stress away from our issues. You know, that's why we joke about it. But honestly, if you're still too emotional about that inside of your heart, whether it's one person or the other or both of you guys, then joking about it is just gonna stir up that emotion. You may not see this right away at the beginning, but guess what? If you keep joking about it, eventually one person is gonna start to get a little serious and gonna start saying, you know what, let's stop joking about it, I don't like it anymore. And what happens is, because you say that, you know, let's not joke about it anymore, I don't like this anymore, that really tells you that inside of you, you're not completely healed yet from that issue. And this is why it's so important that you should not joke about these things you had serious issues with, you know, until you really have healed in every way with that. Okay, you have to really have this taken out of your heart, you know, before you can start ripping jokes about it. Some people may be able to get out of this earlier, but for some people it may take longer to do that. Okay, so guys, just take your time, okay, and don't rush. Okay, reason number 4 why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with is because you have not understood each other yet. Okay, you have not understood the other partner. You have not understood the partner, what kind of problems he had or what kind of problems she had. Okay, you have not really fully embraced yourself in her shoes of why she has these problems, where these problems come from, and why he or she is dealing with these problems so long. Okay, since you really have not embraced it yet, I personally believe that you're not qualified yet to joke about it, because you haven't really deeply understood the other person yet with the situation. And as long as you have not understood that in a deep, true way, then honestly, I don't think that you should joke about it yet, okay? You have to have all these issues worked out before you start joking about it, because you are going to hurt your relationship in the long run. Maybe not right away, but you will do this in the long run, okay? You're just gonna make things worse in your relationship. That's why it is so important that you really have to have a deep understanding of why that person had these issues before you can start joking about it, okay? Reason number 5, that's the last one, why you should not joke about things you had serious issues with, is because you have not truly forgiven that person yet. You have not really truly forgiven each other yet, which means that deep down in your heart, you still have some kind of resentment, you still have some kind of a bitterness, you still have some kind of an unforgiveness towards that person. And because you truly have not forgiven the other person yet, you should not joke about these things yet, okay? You have to have all these things worked out deep down, because the other person is not gonna see the joke yet, because maybe that person still knows that, hey, you haven't really forgiven me inside yet. You still have a grudge against me. You still are mad about me about that. You still maybe are jealous about it. I mean, you still may have a deep hurt about that. So don't just try to wash it away with your jokes, because I know that deep down inside, you really have not forgiven me yet, okay? You see what I'm trying to say? All these things have to be worked out. You have to have a deep understanding of that person's issue or each other's issues that you both had, that you had just problems dealing with, okay? Work these things out. Have a deep understanding, have a deep forgiveness, have really deeply talked about it. You know, make sure there's no more emotions in there. Make sure it's not too early. Okay, all these reasons, you have to have these worked out. And guess what, guys? Once you have these things all worked out, and you have really dealt with this in a deep emotional way, and you really understand each other of where that come from, and you really have truly forgiven each other, once you get to that point and you say, hey, we cool, you know, we can talk, we can laugh about it now, we can joke about it now, then that's okay, then you can do that. But it takes all these steps, guys. I'm telling you, okay, don't do this too early, because the other person may not be completely healed from that, because the other person still thinks that, hey, you still have a grudge against me about that, you still have a grudge about us, so let's not go and make fun about this yet until we really have dealt with that, okay? So that's what I personally think, okay? You should really think about it, okay? And guys, with that said, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, I would appreciate if you share it, but make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.